Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video on Gran Turismo Sport. We're back with the FIA Nations round number 7, I think this is, highlights from Willow Springs in the Red Bull Junior. Possibly the hardest combination of race I have ever had to do in my life on Gran Turismo. This really did not suit me. Not really my favourite track anyway, I'm not a big fan of Willow Springs, but it was just so punishing in these cars with the tyres they were using. We were running sports soft tyres and sports medium tyres for this race. Now, we had done a few races, I think 3 slots first, and we were trying the 1-stop strategy. Was not working for me because I could not get the medium tyres to work. And then we switched over to a 2-stop. Well, we wanted to, but in slot 4 of the day, disconnected from the lobby, which meant I only had one opportunity to have a good race at the end of the day, and this was the final slot. Qualifying didn't again, just didn't go very well. P9, not really great when we think about that, but we're starting from P9. Let's see what we can do. If you do enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, and let me know in the comment section how your race went. If you did this race, how you found it. Anyway, straight away off the start, we get quite a good start. Car on our left, got a little bit of wheel spin there. I don't think he had traction control on. I tried that in one race, it wasn't good. So we jump position straight away up to P8, following behind the guy in front of us there. Going to go around the outside here. We ran a little bit wide through turn 1. That's going to give him the opportunity to try and hang it around the outside here. We're on the soft tyre starting because we are going to go for the 2-stop strategy. Obviously, like I said, we're going to go 2 stints on the soft because I naturally prefer more grip, and this was one of the problems for me. This car was just so loose with these tyres. I was really struggling. As we come through here, we look on the replay camera, car runs wide. That forces us both wide. The TX3 driver, as I try and go around the Red Bull livery car there, I tried to go around the outside. He just kind of had the inside, and the TX3 driver took advantage of that and puts me back up to P8. So we would have possibly been having a shot at P6 there. Unfortunately, we got knocked down to P8. So yeah, it was one of them. I tried to move, didn't work, and we end up behind the TX3 driver. So not much we can do down here now. We're going to have a look to see if we can go for a move, but with everyone being in the slipstream, it's pretty much follow the leader through here. So I have a little look on the inside here. I go for the move. We're going to try and hang it through here, and we actually manage to take a really tight line through there, and we give the space on the outside, and we make the move. A nice move up into P7. I really didn't think that would work. However, we pulled it off, and we're up to P7, and now we're going into the braking zone. I think that was a little flash just to say don't defend. He's not going to go for a move there. I think he's just saying let's see if we can push on and get up to P6. So now we've got quite a few cars. We've got a very fast driver from the lead of the race. Like I say, this was top split. It just wasn't a very high ranked top split. I don't even think the points available for P1 in this race would have been enough to increase my overall points in the championship, because I've got 4 rounds all over 320 points. So this race was for fun, and I have to say, even though this was a very, very difficult race, I think it was actually quite a fun race because there was so many people making mistakes, and it was so easy to make a mistake. You had to be really concentrating on this round. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Not really a good combination for me, but that doesn't mean there wasn't fun to be had. I think this race was entertaining. A lot of entertainment in this race as we work our way now to finish lap 2. We're coming to the end of lap 2. You can see we're a little bit off from the drivers in P4, 5 and 6 in front of us, as the TX3 driver is going to go for a move. We hold that inside line. He's going to have a look up the inside here. I have to give him the space. I run almost out there, and that is so tricky. If you run too far out there, you can end up in the pit lane. So luckily, I managed to keep it on the track, and we give that position back to P7. No point me throwing up the inside there because we both will lose the time. So now we're going to have that dirty air from P7. As we had just got it back, we're now back down to P8. So we're 1 position up from our starting position, as we're going to fast forward the action as we're following behind P7 now. Just trying to stay with him in the slipstream, trying to make sure we don't make too many errors. You can see we're getting that slipstream again. Are we going to be able to go for a move and get ourselves back up to P7? This is going to be interesting. We're going to try and go around the outside of him here. It's going to be very difficult. However, I have to pretty much give that up. I did think of it, but if I would have tried to hang that round the outside there, I think we possibly would have ended up in the wall somewhere. So yeah, we're skipping on a little bit now further in the race. And you can see we're on lap 6, and we've dropped back a little bit from the TX3 driver there. However, he's gone wide coming out of that corner. He is gonna have very dirty tyres for here now. So you're gonna see the difference and how much grip loss you get from dirty tyres. Because look at this, look at the speed difference as we go around here and the grip difference. We're gonna try and stay to the left. He gives us just enough space, so he gives us the racing room to go for that move, and we manage to get ourselves back up into P7. So now we're back. So it's a bit of a swinging races. We're going from one position back to the same position, back up to P7. It's actually been quite entertaining. So in P7, we got P6 right in front of us as we work our way through this really tricky section. I was doing that section wrong for the first few races of the day. I'd been trying to do it in 4th gear. I'd realised that downshifting to 3rd and really getting the revs up was actually the best way, thanks to the chat for pointing that out. Sometimes backseat driving isn't always the best thing, and it can get quite irritating, but sometimes they are correct, and they were correct on that one as we work our way behind P6, and we're fast forwarding the action now as we're just pretty much stuck in that dirty air. These cars were actually giving off quite a lot of dirty air at this track, and I think the tyres contributed to that. If we were on racing hard and medium tyres, I don't think there'd have been an issue. I actually think it would have been a lot easier, the combination. It wouldn't have been as difficult, but with the tyres we were using, the sports soft tyres and the sports medium, as another car having an issue there off the track, obviously coming to some sort of spin, and yeah, that's one more position gain. Yeah, with them tyres, it was very difficult to follow another car. So we're in the slipstream of P5, just trying to stay with him, and I found that every time I got into the slipstream, I just ended up dropping back as we skip further along here. You can see, as soon as I got the dirty air, I just ended up dropping back and making a mistake that dropped me to like 1.4, 1.3 seconds behind. So it was quite irritating. It was like, you get close enough to go for a move, and then suddenly that dirty air is like, nope, you're going back again. So as we come to the end of lap 9, I noticed some people go into the pits. You're going to see 2 drivers in the front decided to pit, so I thought, you know what, this is probably a good time. Let's follow their lead. Let's go for this early stop, because then we're going to go on fresh soft tyres, and we're going to get a nice undercut to any of the medium drivers that are going to go onto the medium side. So out the pits, we're obviously going to drop back a little bit here. Unfortunately, as we come out the pits, the driver very nicely hangs it around the outside there. Credit to him for managing to make that stick without running wide. Good move there. However, we're going to have better tyres, so we do not want to get held up by these drivers in front of us, because we've got completely fresh tyres. Now, straight away, it was almost drifting through this corner, because obviously the tyres are not fully up to temperature, because these are sports tyres, they're not racing tyres. They take a little bit longer to warm up. So yeah, very sketchy through there, but now they're starting to get a bit of heat in them, and we're coming up behind P10 and P9, and we're going to be looking to go for a move. Can we get past these as quick as possible? It's going to be essential that we're not held up behind these. So straight away we make a nice move past P10, and we get into the slipstream of P9, and we're getting the run on him now, and we've actually managed to go right in between them, and we've got both of them cars done straight away. So nicely back up to P9, and we've also got no traffic in front of me. So that was important. It was a really important move to make, to give myself the clean air so that we didn't get held up through this long corner, also because if they're on worn tyres, they're not going to be able to go flat through that corner, where on the fresh tyres it's pretty easy. So working our way down the straight, we're going to have the drivers that pitted the lap later coming out of the pits there. You can see the TX3 driver there. It looks like we're going to get the jump on him, and we have. We've got a nice jump on him. He's actually come out behind another driver that hasn't pitted yet. So that was really important, because he's possibly on the medium tyres, which means we're going to get a big, massive gain on him. So we're going to skip further on in the race, as we were just driving around by ourselves in clean air, and we're coming to lap 15 now, behind Rodavente, who I don't think has pitted. I think he's on a one-stop strategy. He seems to be struggling on the medium tyres, so I'm going to see if I can find a way past him as soon as possible, obviously, because we're on the soft tyres, and where he's kicking in on the soft, but it's still not too bad. We have a little look up the inside there, but yeah, it would have been too dangerous to throw it up the inside, so I just hang back a little bit now. We're going to try and play this smart. We've got Myro behind us as well, and he was pretty much, he wasn't really in our race. He was a little bit faster than us, but we're trying to get past Rodavente, who is in our race. We're battling with Rodavente, and he is going to try and defend it, is he? As we come down here, we're going to get the slipstream, and he's not. He's going to pretty much give us that position, because I think he realises if he fights this too much, he probably knows that I've got another pit stop to do. He doesn't have a pit stop to do. Now, Myro, whatever we call him, is behind us. Goes a little bit aggressive here. I had to be very careful there, because I was trying to give space to the car on my left. He kind of just shoves us out the way. It was a little bit rude. Now, I was a little bit annoyed. However, at the end of the day, we weren't racing him anyway. He was getting past. I would have let him through on this corner anyway. I wasn't really battling him, I don't think. So, yeah, he would have got past me with the extra speed that he had. I don't think I would have fought him too much, because our race was more with Rodavente, and I wanted to try and get away from him. So it was a little bit aggressive, but yeah, it's done and dusted. It didn't come to no harm. We carried on. We got moved on past Rodavente, and yeah, it's all no issue. So we're going to carry on now in P4. trying to keep the car on the track. The main thing here is the tyres are starting to fade a little bit. You can see the grip is starting to go a little bit from the rear, but we're just going to keep trying to put in the lap times, keep trying to drive it sensibly as we run a little bit wide there. You know, these little mistakes can be so important to your overall race as well, in a race like this where we're trying the two-stop strategy. Not many people have tried this until I think it was Kalisful tried it, I think in slot number 3 of the day, and actually got the win. So I thought that's a better strategy for me because I prefer the soft tyres. I was so inconsistent on the mediums, and now that we're driving just on the softs, even though our lap times are not special, they're consistent, and that is the main thing as we work our way to the end of lap 20. And I see the drivers pitting, so again I'm thinking, right, it's probably a good time to pit because the crossover is about now. So we're just going to follow what they're doing into the pits, put the medium tyres on. We do not need any fuel, straight back out the pits. And where are we going to come out here? We're in P6, so we've definitely gained positions from our starting position with this strategy, which is a good thing because I was struggling at this combination. So we've actually gained 3 positions from where we started, and it's going to be interesting where we end up in this race. So can we gain any more positions? That is the question. We're going to fast forward this action here now as we're just in a bit of clean air. We're just trying to put the lap time in, obviously on the out lap, and just trying to get used to the medium tyres, because again, the medium tyres, luckily though, at the end of the race with the light fuel like this, felt pretty good. They almost felt like soft tyres. So this is another reason why it kind of worked, this strategy, is we're now coming up to a driver there in P5. What is going on up here? We've got Rodavente, who hasn't, obviously he's on the one-stop strategy, and we're battling with him. We've only got 1.5 laps though to go. Can we get anywhere near P4? If I can get a top 4 or 5 out of this race, I was going to be really happy, because even though the points weren't that special, it's always nice to get an okay position at the end of an FIA race. You know, it's still a top split race. It might not be great points, but it's still nice to, you know, use a bit of racecraft and get yourself a result at a combination you're not very good at. So this was really one of my weakest. My pace was awful here, but we're looking like we might be able to squeeze the top 5 out of this. The car in front is clearly struggling a little bit on tyres. You can see we're losing a bit of pace now while we're behind him. So we're going to get the slipstream now. Can we go for a move before this final corner? We're going to look up the inside, and I decided no, it's too dangerous. I don't want to push him off the track and ruin his race, so I backed out there. Unfortunately for him, but fortunately for myself, he hadn't pitted yet, so he was on the 2-stop as well and had to go in to put the medium tyres on for 1 lap. So we've just been promoted to P5 straight away, and we've got Rodavente in front of us, who is really struggling on their medium tyres. You can see as we come through here, just look at the difference in speed through this corner. It's crazy. Look at the delta just coming down and down and down. We've got so much more grippy as he loses the rear there. The tyres are completely fading on him. Luckily for him, is he going to be able to hold on to that position? He is just about able to hold on, but we've got so much more grip than him. Are we going to be able to go for a move before the finishing line here? This is actually really enjoyable. I really enjoyed the end of this. We did this race live on stream, so yeah, it was properly fun. I think the chat really did enjoy this race as well. As we work our way through this left-hand corner, we get a really nice exit from that corner up into 4th gear to get that slipstream, and we've got a nice pull. Now, unfortunately for me, I think I got too good of an exit there, which meant I was too close to him here. Really, I wanted to be a bit further back so that we slipstream past him through his corner. However, you can see the problem now. I've caught him at really an awkward point because I've had to go to the left. I can't go up the inside. So now we're going to have to just try and get a better exit out of this corner then. We've got better tyres. We get a really nice exit there. We're in the slipstream. We're going to pull out, and now can we get to the finishing line before P4 as we go over that? And it was so close. It was, look at the delta difference there. It was really close and an enjoyable end to the race. And you know what? I don't mind taking the P5 in that, because that was a fun race and I enjoyed it. And that is what the racing on Gran Turismo should be about, enjoyment. And yeah, you can see the points are pretty low, 271 points. Not great points at all. It doesn't do anything for my overall points. You know, I've done 4 rounds higher than that already, so that is going to be irrelevant. But it was an enjoyable race and it was fun, and that is the most important thing. And yeah, look at that, almost a photo finish there just before the white line. We were really gaining momentum, but just not able to get there. Great race, thoroughly enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy it, please remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit the notification button, and let me know in the comment section how your race was. And I will see you all again for more videos and live streams on the channel. Thanks again for watching, everyone.